Yeah, it's a little different in living.
Beautiful.
In
there
living,
you got
yep.
it. I can see
okay.
it. Yep.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay.
See how shiny and white that is? That is the tendon itself. So that looks like it is the deep digital flexor tendon, and that's one of our landmarks.
Ginger is a approximately 8-month-old filly quarter horse that we obtained at the January auction. And unfortunately, she was at the auction because she was extremely club-footed on her right front leg. And that was because her deep digital flexor tendon was just contracting and pulling her foot backwards that way. And a lot of times it's because the bone has grown faster than the tendon itself. And because it is responsible for flexion, bending the foot backwards, if it is too tight or if it's too short by chance, then it pulls the hoof and the holes backwards itself, which is not an unnatural position. It's not good for weight bearing. Unfortunately, the gentleman that brought her to the auction, he had bought her in Knoxville and had not realized that she had that issue until after she got out of the sale ring. So he actually brought her to the auction. And as I told him, I said, we'll take her back, we'll do x-rays, and if all possible, we'll try to fix her. So on March 20th, we actually performed her inferior check ligament desmotomy, as we call it. And the inferior check ligament ties in with the deep digital flexor. So by cutting the inferior check ligament, it releases tension on the deep digital flexor tendon and allows her to be able to put her hoof in a more natural position, which was the goal.
I'm really excited to be here today. I haven't gotten to work with the Horse Plus team in a bit. I've been super busy at my other job, but it's going to be really exciting. It's always really helpful to have an extra set of veterinary hands, not just for the technical stuff, but understanding sterile technique and all that kind of stuff. So the most challenging part of this procedure is maintaining sterility. We're going to actually open the tendon sheath. These tendons run in a sterile tube, basically, that's bathed in joint fluid, and so we have to open that to get to the part that we need to. So making sure that there's no hair at the incision site and that we're really, really as sterile as possible is going to be critical. So Dr. Nancy's doing an amazing job prepping the site. This is really important, and then the aftercare and those bandage changes are really important. So this is something that you probably only could do with a full-time veterinarian, because this is going to need some intense aftercare and some really careful sterile bandage changes.
What a good baby you are. Just maybe she's like, that's too narrow of a doorway. I can't do it. There's a lot of things in here. I can't do it. Good girl. So cute.
Beautiful.
In
there
living,
you got it.
yep.
I can see
okay.
it. Yep.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Okay.
See how shiny and white that is? That is the tendon itself. So that looks like it is the deep digital flexor tendon, and that's one of our landmarks.
It's not looking the same because it should be about the size of what we have.
Okay.
And that's why I'm like, what is There's our
So,
superficial.
superficial, deep.
Deep, and we should have it coming into it.
Is this it right here?
That's what I'm like
This guy right here?
confirming that it's coming
'Cause
in
look how
right
much
there.
laxity
Yeah,
there
so
is.
but it shouldn't be lax. We've not cut it.
Okay.
So that's the part. The inferior check ligament was not where it normally was expected to be at. So we actually had to dig a little deeper than we expected to, which again, not every animal reads the book of where things are supposed to be. So you run into that sometimes. It just worried me more. I was like, okay, if that's not in the right place, is there more developmentally that's not correct that's going to cause us issues that we're not aware of? Because hers is definitely nothing like
We know
his.
we're right in the correct region.
Yep, we're right in the right region.
I wonder if it's a tiny bit further proximal.
We're going to find out.
Got it. I have a lot of tension.
Twist it around towards the backside further.
I have the check ligament. I feel pretty confident. Kimberly, can you take the green and straighten the leg for me? Yep, that's it. Okay, you can back up. That's it. Got it. We have deep here. We have superficial here. This is branching off of superficial and running up towards. And it's definitely a separate entity that's under greater tension when we move.
Okay.
I'm going to release it because I can get it back again. So this is what we had before. When you feel deep under down here, I can feel a structure under more tension. And the only way I can get it out, like described in the book, was
It's
blunt dissection. And I had to kind of work my way into getting this.
Perfect.
But if you feel, I'm going to trade places with you in just a second. If you feel when you try to extend the limb, this is like rock hard and under more tension than the superficial. So I feel fairly confident that this should be what we're looking
Perfect.
at.
Cut
Is
it.
this larger than what you were transecting before?
No, it should be about the same size, and that looks right. So.
Perfect. I feel really good about this based on origin and insertion. If you put your finger right here, you can feel superficial running along and up here.
Okay.
So it's neither deep nor superficial.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the hemostats for you.
Okay, let's hold our breath. Everybody ready?
Look how tough this is. Here we go.
Was that it?
That was it.
Yep.
Can you guys see both ends of the
Now.
tendon? Let's go ahead and irrigate again.
Wow. There's like
Yep,
a lot of
there it
space,
goes.
too.
Yep. Yay! Everybody just, the tendon sheath is closed, so that's okay. This is okay.
It's just all of our stuff.
Yeah, that's okay. I have the only things we still need in my hands.
Okay, great. So we're okay if we lose
Yeah,
our
we're okay,
sterile
yeah.
field now? Okay.
what did you just do?
So we're just sketching a rough outline of the bottom of her foot. I'm gonna go cut this out, and I'm gonna leave enough around the toe to where we're bringing the platform of her foot out to where her toe should be. So we're essentially bringing her breakover point forward. That's it's not a perfect way to describe it, but we're putting more leverage on her toe, and so it'll force her to push her heel down. She doesn't have the length in her tendon to allow her to do that right now, but as stuff stretches out, it'll help get her foot back in the correct position. Yeah, for this stuff, it's
Okay. You want to let us know when that is so we can hold our breaths and count down with you?
that would be great.
Okay.
That'll do all right. All right, now, easy, easy, easy. Glue is going on. Come on. Come on, glue. Let's go. Okay. Easy. We'll lay the saran wrap
Are you
across
going
there.
to need the saran wrap?
Yeah, we need to saran wrap the top of this. Just stretch it real tight. And
Are you okay with me coming in and
Yep.
trying to help you do that?
absolutely, that would be great.
Feel free to just.
Yep, that should be about right. Yep. We'll stretch it real tight.
Yeah, coming behind.
Okay, don't have any corners. Yep. This part is super, super awkward. Yeah, this helps it.
Kind of like build the toes.
Trying to, yeah.
And then see if I can pull it. Or
Yeah.
oh, it needs to go
Oh,
that way.
yeah,
Okay.
this way.
Sorry, it feels
No,
like
no,
not helping.
you're good. This part is always a mess, and usually I've got them on a stand, but I can't get her foot all the way up
yeah.
on the stand. So.
Yeah, and this is a little high for her anyway, probably.
All right, so that is pretty good. Yeah, we'll run one more across the bottom, make sure that's all. It's probably isn't gonna be the prettiest Equinox job I've ever done, but.
Do you want a fresh start?
No, that's covered. I think we're kind of,
Okay. Do you need some heat?
nope. Now it's just a waiting game,
Okay.
and hopefully she'll let this.
Do you want a timer started?
I'll feel it get hot and I'll feel it harden up.
Okay.
And I just want it to be able to take the stress of her foot before we put it down so it doesn't
Okay,
pop right
yeah.
off. And I think her heels are also high enough. I can actually go in with a pour-in pad
Yeah.
from the back and fill up her entire foot, and that'll also help block this in a little bit tighter.
Okay, so Ginger had her surgery today. Little bit different anatomy than we were expecting. Had to go digging for it a little bit more, but Dr. Lydia found it as we got it cut, and Elijah, our farrier, did put on a little bit of a block, so it's been so tight, it's gonna take a little bit of time for her to learn that she can use it to stretch out everything. So a little bit of time, physical therapy. We hopefully, fingers still crossed, that everything works out good with her.
If you look at the leg itself has the ability to be in a normal position. The hoof itself has been in such an abnormal position that it still looks really abnormal. So it's going to take a long time for that hoof to grow back out, but she at least has the capability to do that now. Maybe you could stay asleep until we're all the way finished suturing your skin up, though.
Like, never.
Next time would be great.
Never. She likes, I like my drugs. Yeah. Our Farrier Elijah kind of trimmed up her hoof to get it in a little more natural position. He glued on a little wood block, and the next day we actually added on a toe extension. That way it helped her stretch out that deep digital flexor tendon. In the meantime, we've had her on some anti-inflammatories. She's been on limited exercise just so we don't overdo that and stimulate it too much. She's wonderful. I'm gonna say she's one of my favorites. You're not supposed to have favorites, but she is. So last week when we were doing our bandage change, it looked like the top sutures had busted loose, the top two, okay, no big deal. Looked like it might be trying to get a little superficial infection, which worried me because having known that we had cut into the tendon sheath to do the surgery, you always worry about tendon sheath infection, but good news is today she looks wonderful, amazing healing over the past week. Again, no signs of actually the tendon sheath having been affected because we kept a close eye on that. Changed her antibiotics as a preventative. She loves to throw her shoe, if you want to call it that, her little wooden extension. So we're actually going to glue it on this time so that way it'll stay on a little better. But even today, without her toe extension, she's actually moving that leg. She's putting weight on it. She's using it more normally. So even though we're not where we want to be long term, she's making great progress, which is great. And I'm actually very happy with her. So again, she wasn't going to be an easy overnight fix, and being Ginger, she's proven that. Again, as long as we're making progress towards the good, we'll take as long as it needs. We've been just getting her used to walking a little bit up and down the hallway, because if we overstimulate that leg, it might cause it to try to heal too quickly, which will cause it'll scar down in a bind, so we don't want that. That's why she's on limited walking around. She can move around her stall. As she starts using it more naturally and extends it out like it should be, we'll be able to allow her more exercise, and long-term goal is turnout time where she can actually go run and be a young horse and enjoy it. Thank you all for following along Ginger's story with us. Thank you for any donations along the way that's helped out, because again, Ginger is a sweet little filly, and I'm excited to see her progress. And I know you all are as well, so stay tuned and we'll see how things end up.